Okay, well, I think it is after 8 o'clock now, so I am going to officially start the session, and I want to really warmly welcome our few students who have already logged in. I'm sure we will see some more join us as the workshop continues. But for all of you who are here, I want to remind you that we do have another session coming up in 2 weeks, as we always do. The topic for next time, which will be April 29th, I'm sure will be a popular one. That topic is scholarships and budgeting for college. So I do want to encourage you to come back in 2 weeks and join us as we talk about how you can make SEMO even more affordable than it already is. But today we're here to talk with Michel Irby, who is the Director of Campus Life. And she's going to explain to us the ways that SEMO can help us to be connected with the campus and with the other students here so that we can really maximize the time and benefits of SEMO University. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Michelle. I'm going to go ahead and mute my microphone, but if anyone has a question, feel free to raise your hand or put a question in the chat and we'll be responding to you as we go with lots of time at the end for other questions as well. Take it away.
Good morning. My name is Michelle Irby, and I'm the Director of Campus Life and Event Services here at SEMO. And a lot of people will say, what does that actually mean? What do you actually do? Well, we're going to talk about a variety of things that I do. And what mainly it focuses on is how to get you connected to campus, to create relationships, and then ultimately pursue your dream career and then move into graduation. So my job is to help you graduate by finding things to connect to on campus. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I was having a little challenge earlier, so I'm going to double check you all and you can tell me if you can't see my stuff and to make sure that you're getting my full view.
Looks good.
So look okay from your end? Perfect. Okay. Um, And we're going to talk about a variety of different kinds of activities. So we know that when you come to a college campus, and SEMO in particular, that some people want to get really involved and try lots of things. And other people are looking more selectively for those involvement opportunities. But I believe that we here at Southeast have all of the above. So let's get started. We have about 180 registered student organizations. And what that really means for us is they are literally groups of 5 or more students that gather in the name of something that they enjoy to do. And I certainly couldn't talk to you about all 180 of them, but I am going to talk to you a little bit about them by category. And I always say to folks that in our first category that we talk about, every single student that comes to Southeast, in my biased opinion, should probably participate in. And the first is a professional or academic club or organization. So maybe you're a biomedical sciences major, so you would join our biology club, or you're an accounting major and you would join our accounting club. And we have a variety of opportunities to connect to those. And why are they important? There's some obvious reasons. Well, the other students in that club or organization are here to study whatever you are here to study academically. And so it's a great network of people to start building friendships with, but also for professional reasons. You know, I here in my 50s as an older woman know that there's people I met in college that professionally still work in my field. And we have been friends and have had professional networks for over 30 years. And so it's a great place to start. The faculty that teach our classes are the advisors to those organizations. And so you develop relationships with faculty outside of the classroom that help you find internship opportunities, practicums, job shadowing. Those organizations provide presentations and field experiences here in the state of Missouri, in the United States, and some of our clubs and organizations even travel internationally to competitions and case studies and those sorts of things. So I know that not every student comes in immediately to a college experience knowing exactly what they want to study, and sometimes they might make changes in that, but that's okay. We just hope that eventually you find a professional organization that fits. Second is under the umbrella of religious or spiritual. And we have lots of clubs and organizations on campus that students gather to try and meet those needs. And so sometimes it is a denominationally specific organization, and sometimes it's not. We have a very active Muslim Student Association. We have some Christian-based organizations. And it sort of ebbs and flows a little bit with the students that are on campus. So if at the moment we have students who are interested, we'll have a club. And if that changes over the next academic year, that organization might not be functioning. So if you're looking for something and can't find it right away, what we say is come to our office in our department and we will help connect you to other students that are interested in what you're interested in. A third umbrella of clubs and organizations for us is fraternities and sororities. And this for some students is sort of a foreign concept because it's not something that they do in all places. But for us, fraternity and sorority life is joining an organization that gives you an opportunity to, I always say it's a way to do everything at Southeast at once. So you can join an organization that does community service. It's an organization that participates in campus events and activities. It is an organization that has regular meetings and some structure, and gives you an opportunity to spend time with other students that are pursuing some of those same goals. So that's an umbrella of organizations. Club sports for us is an organization where you get to play sports. So for instance, if you like volleyball or you play cricket, we have clubs teams that play about 25 different sports every academic year, and they compete against other universities. There's tryouts and uniforms and practices and all of those kinds of things. So if you're competitive and like to play sports, we'd encourage you to do that as well. We have a category for service and volunteerism. So if you'd like to give back to a community by helping in a variety of ways, we could connect you with agencies or places in town that are looking for that kind of interaction with college students. Then we have cultural organizations, and so that's everything from our African students to our Bangladesh student organization to our Nepalese student organization. And so they gather around that culture and have meetings and events and host things for the campus. And then we have another 100+ organizations that fall under the umbrella of special interest. And that is everything from if you watch anime and you like to get together with other people that watch anime, we have an anime club. If you like coffee, we have a coffee drinking club, and they get together and bring in a variety of, yes, exactly, a variety of different kinds of coffee, and they sample them and they brew it and those sorts of things. So really, truly special interest in looking for people that like to do what you like to do, because we believe that connection is important. And we know that if you find other people that you connect with, you are more likely to be successful here and proceed to graduation. So we're looking to help you to foster some of those kinds of connections with other students. Here at SEMO, we also believe in leadership education, and we believe that leadership is one of those universal skills and traits that transcends whatever you're here to study. So we have a couple of programs in our first year that we think are important that students get the opportunity to participate in. And the first is called the First Year Leadership Program. We sort of shorten it into an acronym where we call it FLIP. And it is a 6-week program where you have the opportunity to learn what kind of leader you are. So we talk about things like your emotional intelligence and what are your capacities to be a leader and what are you good at. So we do some self-assessment through activity-based learning. So it's not sitting in a classroom in chairs. We get you up, moving around and interacting with other people. And we feel like it's an excellent opportunity just to meet new people. We have about 100 students that join us, and this year, for the first year ever, we were 65% students from other countries. And so the majority of the students that participated in this program came to us really through our International Education and Services offices. So we're kind of excited about that. And so we think it's a great way to do a couple of things really quickly. The second part of our program, oh, sorry, that went too fast. Um, is Emerging Leaders, and it is a more intensive leadership program, and it's in the spring semester. And it really has a couple of components. There's 10 2-hour sessions, so once a week for 10 weeks. We do a service project, and then we also take the students in the program away for a weekend retreat to a local retreat center. We provide the transportation and the lodging and the meals and all those sort of things. It's just part of the program, so it's free to the students who participate. But we talk about leadership from a group dynamic perspective. So like, how do you work with other people, and what are your negotiation skills and your communication skills? So we think it's a great way to learn how to interact, and the skills can be related to class projects when you have to work with other students. It could be a committee that you're on in a student organization. So anywhere that you have to function in groups, we think that what we do is important for that kind of development for students. We're also responsible for planning or working with other departments to plan things that we call special events. And I've just picked 3, but there's way more than 3 things that go on our campus that are sort of traditional events. And so for the sake of this conversation, one is, we call it Family Weekend, and that might be a little misleading. It's really a chance to come and spend time on our campus with other people. And so a lot of times our domestic students will bring people to campus with them. So that could be anyone. Sometimes it's friends, sometimes it's aunts and uncles, parents, cousins. But we also invite people from the campus to join us. So I, as an employee, could bring my family, even though I'm not a college student, but it's Family Weekend, so I can bring my family to campus. And we spend time planning a series of activities that people just get together and celebrate being part of the Southeast community. And we do it sort of a la carte style. So we plan all kinds of things, and then people pick and choose the things they want to do. On most college campuses in the United States, that centers around football. And so they're football weekends. And so part of that day is to have a football game. And leading up to that is tailgating. And tailgating really for us is an opportunity for people to gather prior to the event out in the parking lot outside of the football stadium. And people cook food, and they play music, and they play games and those sorts of things leading up to. And so that is a big part of the Family Weekend culture for us. And that for us this year will be happening in September, which is a traditional time of year. Second is homecoming. You're going to notice the theme here. This also centers around football. Historically, homecomings on college campuses started as an opportunity for the students on that campus who played football, for their families to come and watch them play, and then to bring other people who had graduated from the university back to the university to participate in a weekend of celebrating around football. What it has grown into is an opportunity for people to celebrate what it means to be, in our case, a Red Hawk. So what does it mean to be a SEMO Red Hawk? We just come and have spirit rallies, and we have parties and events and activities all centered around showing our spirit about what it means to be a Red Hawk. And so that will be happening the week of October 17th for us this academic year. And then third is Carpe Diem. And this is an amazing event that historically has been going on for probably at least 15 years, if not longer, on our campus, where we celebrate the rich culture of the students that come to us from other places. And so it is an evening of demonstrations, displays, food, culture, all hosted by our international students. And so it is really a chance for our campus to celebrate the best of what students are bringing to us from other places. And so it's really become a wonderful traditional event. And the last few years it's been held in February. So those are a few things that go on that are sort of special events, other ways to connect and ways to participate in our campus. If you're looking to figure out how to find us and you don't know, at SEMO Campus Life is our Instagram. And I shamelessly say that because if you are afar, it is a fabulous way to keep track of what we're doing. and to help us let you connect, because we not only share the things our department is planning, but we work with student organizations who are planning things, and we sort of, you know, we follow them, they follow us, we push out their social media so that you have a great opportunity to kind of capture and start getting an experience about what is going on here. All of our student organizations have their own Instagrams and they're very active. And so if you're interested in learning more or following a particular organization, you certainly can do that. Or you could reach out to our department and we would be glad to get you connected now so that if there's things you want to learn or get connected to, we could help you with that. And I think I'll stop there. Any questions?
Okay, well, first I want to say just thank you so much, Michelle, for helping us understand all the great stuff that SEMO has. I really love the way that SEMO invites students in and provides different types of opportunities to get involved and connect with each other. So if I'm not seeing a question from our students, I have a couple of questions that maybe you could address, just in case
Sure.
someone watching the video later has a question. My first question was, all of these activities look super fun, but I'm spending a lot of money to come to SEMO and get my degree. Won't this just be a waste of time or a distraction from the time I need to spend studying? What would you say to someone who's worried about that?
Absolutely great question. And students ask me that a lot. How do I balance it? What we say is we provide lots of opportunities to learn. So if you're starting at the beginning of a semester, we have some general sort of open events. One of them we call an involvement fair. And so it's a chance to walk around and meet these organizations, and they're there to share with you the best and brightest. They'll have food trucks and free t-shirts and giveaways, and they want to make sure that you feel really welcome. But I think asking good questions sometimes about time commitments, like does this organization meet monthly? Do they meet weekly? What's sort of the expectation? Are all really appropriate questions. But one of the best things about, I think, about being on a college campus is you can kind of try things on. And so you can attend a meeting or two and see if it fits in your schedule. And if it doesn't, it's okay to say, this, I can't balance this. And so you can kind of take a step away. A lot of things like Flip for us, that program I was mentioning about leadership, is only 6 weeks for a couple of hours at a time. And so if you decide that you start it and it's overwhelming, we have students that do that a lot. And they say, you know, I just don't think I can do this. But we find that if you structure in some out of classroom things, it really helps you. You know, sometimes we're better when we're busy and we have a schedule. And so if you know, like, for example, I'm the advisor to a club and organization, and we meet on Mondays. And if I know that every Monday that's when I meet, then I can schedule my classwork around that. If I'm a student, I can schedule other things that are my priorities personally. Maybe it's going to work out or the gym or those kinds of things. So we think that involvement enhances, not deters from your academic success. And we have found that students, as long as they don't join too many things, and some people get really excited and they join everything at once. I would encourage you to say, pick one or two things and try it your first semester, and then you can get a better gauge for yourself about whether the time commitment is too much for you. Because the great thing about Southeast is you could fill every minute of every day with activity if you wanted to. There's lots of things. You just have to be selective and picking your favorites so that you can balance in the way that works best for you academically.
Great, thank you. Any questions from our student audience?
Hi, good afternoon. It's afternoon here in Nigeria. My name is Tracy,
Hi.
and thank you. Thank you, Michelle, for the detailed explanation.
Absolutely.
I just want to ask one question. You've been so focused on undergraduates. I don't hear anything about people that want to do a master's, like have a professional certification. Like I am trying to apply for masters in human resource management, and I'm not hearing anything for master students, people that just want to come and do their masters. Just can you just help me with that? Thank you.
Sure, absolutely. From an undergraduate perspective, we talk a lot about involvement from that level. From a master's level, sometimes our students are more interested in targeted experiences. But for example, with first year leadership, we have, I would say, 7 students who are grad students who are part of that program. And so don't let a title, like that would be my recommendation. Don't let a title scare you off. Like if you're interested in something, that is one of the best things about SEMO is if you want to make it happen, we will do our best to make it happen for you. And so what happened with that program is we really were designing it for incoming students. And we had some grad students who came to us and said, we would really like to do this. And we're like, absolutely, join us. So all of our other clubs and organizations really are open to graduate students. Actually, some of our clubs are all graduate students, and our graduate students have forced us to think a little differently about what we do. So for example, this might seem like an odd suggestion, but it's so what the example that comes to my mind. We have a badminton club and the students play badminton. And our rules used to say that such a percentage of your group had to be an undergraduate student. The badminton club was all grad students. And they're like, we don't have any undergraduate students in our club. And so we had to think about whether our rule was unnecessarily focused towards undergraduate students. And they really challenged us in the last couple of years to think about our guidelines and to realize that there was no need for that stipulation. Like anybody can play badminton that wants to. It doesn't matter if they're a grad student or not. So if our language feels exclusive to undergraduate students, that is definitely not the intention. We really want our grad students who are definitely a vital and involved part of our campus to be involved in these kinds of activities, and they all are open for participation. So I hope that answers your question.
Thanks. That was a great question and a great answer. Anything else? We have a few other students. Any other questions? Okay, I'm going to ask just one, and that is, you have a lot of student organizations, like 180, I think you said.
Yes,
But what if you don't have the thing that I love most of all? What should I do?
absolutely. And we have that happen a lot. And what happens is those students show up in our office or they send us a text or an email or reach out through social media and say, hey, I'm looking for this and I can't find it. And we'll say, you know what, right now we don't have that. But let's see if we can help you find other students that want to do that. For example, in the last year, we have a lot of students that like to play golf. And we didn't have a golf club team. And they wanted to know why not. And we're like, because people haven't asked for it. So now we have a club golf team. So it's just a matter of people asking and looking and searching. And that is part of what we do because that every day we spend time helping students connect to the things that they like. And so if you can't find it, we will help you, develop that club or that organization, or at least direct you to the right folks to help you do that. I had a woman ask me recently about an archery club. And I was like, you know what? We don't have an archery club, but I'm very aware of an archery club in town. And so she got connected with a community group. And she actually came to us from a state far away from Missouri. She was from Idaho. And so she was sort of here alone and didn't know a lot of people. And archery was what she thought would help her connect to people. And so we did some research and did some work and found her an archery club in town that she could join. So we'd be willing to help people make those kinds of connections if we can, if they're not finding what they're looking for on our list of clubs and organizations.
That's great. I'm going to open it up one more time. Anyone think of something? Tracy?
Oh, hi. Yeah. Um, for international students, right? You made mention of some of these organizations and club giving opportunities for internship, and can you just specify which particular organization allows internship and part?
Most of the things related to internships fall under what I would call professional clubs and organizations. So organizations that are connected to an academic major. So if you're here for whatever, program of study, then it would be looking for those organizations that are connected to that. And through that, there's awful lots of opportunities that connect. But really, our faculty are amazing here at, even if you're not in the club or organization, but your degree field and you speak to your faculty, if you're looking for those kinds of experiences, they're really great at offering up opportunities or helping make connections for students to do that. I'm actually in the process right now. I just did some interviews for some graduate students who are looking for an opportunity to work in our department. And they come to us from a variety of educational backgrounds. And so they're all studying different things, but they're coming to work in our department to help them with their leadership skills and their management and how to run a department. Even though it's not necessarily directly connected to their major, lots of transferable skills that they're going to get from those kinds of experiences.
All right, thank you very much.
Yes, and I would only add to that there's a sort of a wide range of services that approach those needs from different angles. So a student who got involved in a student organization and met faculty members and peers who were doing that kind of work might learn about opportunities for internships. They might participate in a leadership program in campus life and really develop the skills that make them competitive for that opportunity. And then they might go to our career services office to learn how they can show that experience and that student organization connection on their resume and their job search documents. So that when the opportunity comes up, our students are really ready to show what they know and what they're ready to do.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, Tracy. Anybody else? Hey, we did have a question in the chat about an I-20 question. So I want to also remind everyone about the 2 email addresses that you can reach out to for information in the International Education and Services Office. If you have any questions about your admission documents or processes, the best email is international@semo.edu. If your question is more about an I-20 or DS 2019, your visa interview or arriving on campus, the best email is dso@semo.edu. And if you have started an application with us, you have already received emails from both of those, so you can just hit reply to one of the emails in your inbox. Anyone else? Super excited? Well, this has been very lovely. I do want to remind everyone else that we've been speaking with Michel Irby from Campus Life and Event Services. She really knows what she's talking about, guys, and she really cares about students. So many people are helped because Michelle does the work she does. So thank you to Michelle for the information today and for the opportunity to connect. Don't forget the SEMO Campus Life Instagram account. Don't forget to search the SEMO website for events and get connected. In 2 weeks, we will meet again on April 29th. We will talk about scholarships and budgeting. I'm sure we'll see a lot of you there again. If you know someone who missed today, or if you missed a previous conversation, you can visit our International Education and Services website to see all these recordings in one place. Thanks, Michelle, and thank you so much to everyone who attended today.
Thank you. Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thanks, Zion. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
I am closing down.